unlike the rest of these folks here, the age difference here is I'm going to be talking off of 4 sheets of paper.
You gotta hold it closer.
Are you serious?
Just hold it closer.
Okay. How's this? Okay. So, unlike the young people, I'm going to be talking off of 4 sheets of paper. There will be a slight intermission in the middle, so feel free to get up. And I brought my own light source just because. Hillary, you told me this thing was going to stay on here. I got it. All right, let me get my glasses. Nobody. All right, so boy, this is going to be a problem. All right, so. Hang on, I got it. Got it. All right. So wow, here we are. Wow. Just for reference, this is probably one of the scariest moments for my family because I'm up here with a captive audience. They have no clue what's going to come out of my mouth. Truth be told, I'm the one that needs to worry because as you saw when I walked down the aisle, many of you, the keen observers that you are, I could barely keep it together, so my goal was just to get through this without falling apart. So family, you have nothing to worry about tonight. So my daughter also, when I told her that this is the tradition that we do, my daughter reminded me to, now you ready for this? Keep it short and don't talk about me. So we'll see. We're gonna give it a go. So Becca and I are thrilled that you are all here to join the celebration of the marriage of our daughter Lexi and Patrick. Thank you to the Macos. Where are the Macos? Table 10, I know. There you go. What did he put you in the back, didn't he? All right, so thank you to the Macos who have officially joined our family today, and Jim and Amy, and I sincerely mean this from the bottom of my heart. Becca and I sincerely appreciate the love and support that you have shown our daughter over the last 2 years here in South Carolina. And we couldn't be here all the time, but you were the surrogate family, and we really appreciate all you did for her. So, and by the way, great party last night. Fun. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves so far. Okay. This really is an absolutely beautiful setting. I had never been to Seabrook Island before. Alexandra decided she wanted to do this. It really is quite a venue for a wedding. So I want to take a minute to thank everyone who helped make this day happen. All the vendors, of course, the weatherman, Hillary and her staff, wherever they are. And I also wanted to really take time to thank all of you who took time out of your busy days and golf games to enjoy some fine food and free booze. That's really appreciated. So, I wanted to give a special shout out to the members of Table 14. They made the trip all the way down here from Westminster, our dearest friends. We're glad you're here. We appreciate it, and thank you. Becca, it means a lot to Becca and I. Okay, so for those of you who are starting the timer, we start from here, and it's still not going to be 7 minutes, okay? So my favorite daughter, Alexandra, can everybody hear me? Okay. So my favorite daughter, Alexandra, with an exclamation point at the end, as her mother and I like to call her. I also call her Al's for short. And Baltimore Patrick, who is often fondly known that way, are married. Terrific. This is a big day. It's a big day. In our family, we like to say it's a red letter day. Does anybody go to Catholic school? Anybody know what red letter day is? It's fun. So, but if you indulge me, I really would like to share some thoughts and give you a little description of my relationship with Al's. You ready? Okay. Al's the New Year's Eve baby. So we knew she was going to be special. While the rest of the world was out celebrating, Alice joined us at 10:55. I think, is that right, Becca? Yes, 10:50. I was wrong. Alice joined at 10:55. There were no flower shops open. The halls of the hospital mostly empty, and no one at home to call to announce your arrival. But there you were, this little beauty that would change my understanding of what the world could be, and while simultaneously bestowing upon me the title of Dad. Now, despite how I could spin this with endearing words and flowery sentiments, I will be the first to admit that, Al's, I wasn't your favorite. And I knew I'd have to work hard to carve out my place in your life. Of course, you did let me teach you how to ride a bike. I was your roller coaster buddy for a couple of years. And you even let me carry you on your shoulders for hours through the streets of Athens while we explored things. But cuddling and kisses, you were not, my dear. So instead, I went with that time-tested method for delivering wisdom and love, dad jokes. So I entertained you with the difference between hurricanes and himicanes, and thermometers and thermometers. And I even taught you that the only way to get a picture developed on a Polaroid was to rub it on your head for 30 seconds. So time passed, and I was really just wondering if I'd even make an impact on this girl's life. So we moved on, and as time, as she grew older, I really did not embrace the idea of driving Alexandra and her brother Aristides to private school in Baltimore at 6:30 every morning. As a restaurateur with a busy and growing business, it added about 2 extra hours to my day. What good could come, I lamented, from driving half asleep at 6:30 in the morning with 2 kids who would also rather be fast asleep. Boy, was I wrong, and as usual, Becca was right. So we shared some Burger King car breakfast. We did some leftover homework, talked about many things, and of course I delivered yet more dad jokes. Most importantly though, I introduced them to my favorite artist. As an early Buffett fan, I felt duty-bound to share this wonderful book of songs. It was a perfect way to get them ready for the day, raising the energy level, setting the mood for learning, and infusing positivity and confidence. So, let me stop right here, and it's probably a good time to mention that there are 3 inherent things that Cerenakis cannot do. 1, we don't run, we don't jump, and we certainly can't sing. Not a note, none of us. Nevertheless, sing we did. We sang loud and we sang proud. We sang our hearts out, and thank God the windows were up. With drop-offs complete, my job was done, and I needed to find one final chance to try to make an impact. So I rolled down the window and yelled out to her, "I love you, Als," as she was walking up the sidewalk with all her friends. From that day forward, I always got a kiss and an "I love you, Dad" before she got out of the car. I was approaching success. She learned to tolerate me when I showed up at any number of her theatrical performances, still reeking of French fries and burgers from the restaurant. I was fondly known as Smelly Dad. She rolled her eyes and headed in the other direction. While their families rolled up to school in their shiny BMWs and Mercedes, we made our entrance in a unwashed red 97 Subaru Outback with rust on the rear quarter panel, and it sported a special kind of binge. Still have that car, by the way. Thank you. Then somewhere in the spring of her junior year at Maryvale, God intervened. You see, Alexandra always loved to dance, as you've heard here. And she had been enrolled in dance since the age of 3, with tap and jazz as a specialty. Turns out her dance teacher decided the class would do a father-daughter dance medley. And surprisingly enough, she agreed. So we rehearsed 3 or 4 days a week together for a couple of months until it was time for our big debut. And hey, you know what? We were good. Were we not? We were good. I said, this is my next statement here. We were front row kind of good for all the dance people out there. And if I wasn't mistaken, on that very day, I think I saw for the first time a little pride in my daughter's heart. And I was on top of the world. I had broken through. Not unsurprisingly, Alexandra decided to make dance her life's work, and it was my turn to roll my eyes. Off to Slippery Rock University in Western Pennsylvania she went. We dropped her off with some general advice, like call home once a week, make good decisions, stay safe and balanced. These all sound familiar? Stay safe and balanced, and above all, please stay away from the carbs. I also handed her a printed copy of The Saranakas Way, a document that I had hoped would serve her as a guide for her new journey in life. And ultimately, I said, Als, don't let college get in the way of your education. This should be easy, I thought. And when Becca added, if anything happens, call your dad, I knew I had finally arrived. I'm happy to report Alexandra survived college with flying colors. She made friends easily, leaped into dance curriculum with both her feet. Clever, right? And achieved top honors in the department. She performed regularly on stage and earned a degree in dance with a minor in communications, with the exception of a single late-night call from Officer Ray. Oh, it gets better. Hang on. Pick your head up. Show everybody. The famous house party where the three amigos hid in a bathtub for an hour until they could safely dive out the window into the ever vigilant and waiting arms of the campus police. And a couple of legendary nights at Ginger Hill Tavern, all was quiet on the Western PA front. Turn the page. Hillary, this light is great. Thank you for every year. So, summers were spent in Westminster around the pool, visiting friends. I rarely saw Alexandra, and in my heart, I longed to spend more time with her. I wanted to get to know this newly confident, independent thinker and beautiful young woman that was bursting with new ideas. Now, folks, I'm sorry, I said folks. Now, let me do Southern style. Listen, y'all. I don't need to tell you how creative Alexandra is. If you spend any time with her at all, you know she just doesn't think outside the box. She thinks above the box. Let me give you an example. In the summer of 2011, before her senior year in college, I thought it would be a good idea to have Al's come to work at our family restaurant. It's kind of a tradition in our family. Am I right, kids? Yeah. It gave me a chance to spend more time, some more expended time with her, and to fortify her social skills, appreciate people, and learn about the hard work and the ways of the world. More importantly, though, I wanted her to have something to fall back on in case this whole dance gig thing didn't work out. After much coaxing, she reluctantly agreed. Like every other employee, I made her go through the server training program because there would be no preferential treatment. So after a little more complaining about our nepotism policy, she completed the course and quickly got on the floor. Now, let me stop here. So Al's, not also being one of the follow the crowd kind of people, decided to kick it into high gear. If she was going to be there, she wanted to be the best, and she wanted to make lots of money in tips. So I ask you, did she put what she learned from the training program into practice? Did she try to upsell more menu items to increase her guest check average, thereby earning more tips? Did she work faster to turn over more tables? Did she perhaps work harder to get a bigger section? None of the above, I tell you. She decided to speak in a British accent. No joke. It worked. The customers loved her. She stayed in character through the rest of her shift. The money rolled in, mission accomplished. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, how you succeed on the stage of life, the Alexandra way. Today, her platform is Carolina Park. She loves teaching and especially cares about her students. Her enthusiasm shines through as she makes learning fun and goes above and beyond the curriculum to inspire her students to learn. They hang on every word. They are well behaved, and respond to her cues and methods. Her classroom is a performance with singing, storytelling, costumes, and crafts. She earned Rookie Teacher of the Year for Charleston County Schools and makes the classroom a place that feels like home. So, keeping with Alexander's wishes and not taking intermission, it's time to wrap this up. So, here's the hard part. Alexander, it's hard to believe that as we stand here today, it has been more than 10 years since you loaded up Vivi and you made your way to Charleston. As your father, I am overwhelmed with pride and in awe of not only what you've accomplished, but the person you have become. You overcame crazy commutes, challenging schedules, bad roommates, car issues, medical emergencies, huge workloads, and long hours working 3 jobs. During the course of that time, you somehow also earned a master's degree in education, launched a teaching career, taught yourself how to sew, and bought a new house. And you did it all without, again, local support system or family around you. I know it wasn't always easy, but you were courageous and you persevered, and I love you for that. You have matured into a hardworking, assertive, and confident young lady, and you do it all with purpose, style, and enthusiasm. I told Patrick, okay. You have truly honored the Saranaka's name. Even though you are now Patrick's wife, you always have been my little girl. Our relationship is special, and you always have my heart. I will always be there for you, Alice. A father wants someone who is going to take care of his daughter, to love her, support her, and acknowledge her crazy ideas. I told Patrick if he was going to marry Alexander, he was going to decorate for every holiday, watch every Hallmark Christmas movie, sing Christmas carols and show tunes with the volume up. And he does, with a smile. He puts her front and center, but is never afraid to express his own opinion. Patrick, you are the missing piece that Alice has been waiting for her whole life. I've never seen her happier. You both are so connected, so intuitive, you finish each other's sentences and know what the other is thinking, like you've been married for 20 years. You are perfectly balanced, and you most definitely bring out the best in each other. If I could handpick one person that completes her, it's you, Baltimore Patrick. You have all the qualities, sorry guys. You have all the qualities of a loving husband and a father that I've always wanted for Alexander. I am proud to step aside today knowing that you will be there to always love and protect her and share with her the very best that life has to offer. And please let it be known that I'm happily trading my title for Dad today for a new title of Papu as soon as we can get it done. So let's get busy. So without further delay, please join me. Please join me raising glass to Alexander and Patrick, and let's toast to a long and happy marriage blessed with unending love. I'm going to teach you a little Greek right now. Okay? In Greek, the typical congratulatory message that you say to people when they get married is "Na zisite." Want to try that? "Na zisite." There you go, guys. Thank you for listening.